Tammy Noble's life has changed forever. Her 20-year-old autistic daughter, Kayla, was raped and murdered. The suspect, an illegal immigrant, an alleged member of the brutal MS-13 gang.
She loved to smile and laugh. She always kept her friends close and never forgot anyone. She was kind, caring, thoughtful, and funny. She loved God. She loved life and God. For me, this is not a political issue. This is a safety issue for everyone living in the United States. This could have been anyone's daughter. I don't want any other parent to live the nightmare that I am living. I am her voice now, and I'm going to fight with everything I have to get her story told and bring awareness of the issue at the border. If we had stricter border policies, my daughter would still be alive today.
So that was Tammy telling us about her daughter, an amazing young woman. And she said she felt so deeply for animals in need and had hoped to work in a shelter one day. At her memorial service, the family played Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. They say it really is who she was. It's how she lived her life. The New York Post cover today has Crosses to Bear, spotlighting the victims of Biden's border crisis. Tammy Nobles is in focus now, along with Republican Congressman Mark Green, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. Tammy, I only have the words that I love you, and I pray for you. We've never met, but that love reaches across to wherever you are. First of all, tell me about your daughter, that part of life she was in, and what happened.
She had 2 jobs. She was working and just living like everyone else here wanted to, just succeed in life. And her and her boyfriend were renting a room in a trailer, and there was an illegal immigrant who was renting out rooms in trailers, and they chose her trailer for this murderer to live in. And he was only living there for 5 days before he brutally killed and raped my daughter. She just got off the night shift. He broke into her room and used her phone cord and wrapped it and strangled her with it and just left her on the floor like trash.
You know, Congressman Green, as you hear that, and I know you wanted Alejandro Mayorkas to hear that too, he has bucked your 2 days of impeachment hearings in the House. Wasn't expected to be there and certainly did not disappoint. He didn't show up. But there's so much more to the story, and if you could, just tell us the history of the suspect.
So this suspect was an MS-13 member in his home country. He had the tattoos properly reflecting, and by DHS policy, they were supposed to see those tattoos and basically pull this guy aside. They didn't. They didn't catch it. They could have easily called the country, but unfortunately, the cooperative agreements between those Central American countries were allowed to lapse by this administration, so they weren't making those calls. And this guy got released into our country, this murderer, and clearly you see what happened. And what's even, I think, more frustrating, and Tammy shared this with us yesterday in the hearing, the police released him after confirming, charging and releasing. I mean, it's insane what's happening.
You know, Tammy, tell me more about that. I mean, I was reading some of the detail that you shared in that hearing, and you know quite a bit about, well, you've had to learn about the suspect.
Yes. After we found out that he was MS-13, we were shocked. And the detectives have really been really great with, solving her case. They did ask ICE if they could hold the suspect until the DNA evidence came back, because they didn't have the evidence until, DNA came back, and ICE refused to. So the detectives had CPS, Child Protective Services, hold him, and Child Protective Services told the detectives that they were going to put him in a secure location. And the detectives later found out that he was not put in a secure location. They put him in an unsecured children's home with other children, and there were issues there with the suspect, the murderer. And come to find out that they picked the murderer up from the children's home without the detectives knowing and put him into a foster home.
You know, Congressman Green, I just have to step in here. He's still illegal, right?
Yes, he is.
Why does he get the same rights of innocent until proven guilty in this country? Why does he get that? You know what he will do. They knew what he would do. ICE knew what he would do. They vetted him more than the gotaways that we can't vet that come across our border who might have ill intentions coming from places that we know are on terror-supporting nations. The list of that. And this guy gets to roam and gets put into homes where there are children.
It's insane. In fact, this individual gets more rights than an American citizen.
Why?
An American citizen, and under the DOJ right now, if there's a court hearing pending, they report that information. They'll say when the court date is. For illegals, they don't even advertise or tell us the court dates for these people. It's insane. They get more rights than we do.
Yeah, well, that court date situation is a mess anyway. It's allowing millions of people who come here illegally to do exactly what this suspect did, roam the country. And if he's part of a gang, doesn't he get like a special designation of terror? I don't get it. But
They're supposed to.
Let's make this about your daughter, Kayla. Let's let the last few minutes be our memory and our honoring her. And I'll give you the last words, Tammy.
I am going to do everything that I can to honor Kayla because Kayla did not deserve to go down like that. And I am going to make sure that all the memories that we had, I'm going to remember them as happy and not let her memory and our memories be shadowed by someone else's sin.
Beautiful young lady. Taken.
Thank you.
Far too soon. God bless you, Tammy. Congressman Green, keep us apprised of the journey of this. We'll have you back soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Harris. Thanks.